The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning to you here at 5 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us on a Wednesday. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. And we begin now with your 17 Crime Watch. An airport police officer was run down last night as he tried to stop thieves from stealing a car. It happened at Meadowsfield Airport just after 6 o'clock. The sheriff's office says an airport police officer saw people breaking into a car in the parking lot. When he tried to approach them, they reportedly hit the gas pedal and rammed the car into the officer. They then took off on foot, leaving the car behind. The officer was taken to a hospital. No word yet on the severity of his injuries. An investigation's ongoing, and so far, as of last check, no arrests had been made.
Now to the largest single capital expenditure in Kern County history. $177 million for a new regional public safety communication system for the county and the city of Bakersfield. County supervisors took up that budget item yesterday, the latest and perhaps final step in a process that started 7 years ago. The proposal contained in a massive 6,000-page document. It calls for replacing the county's 23-year-old analog radio and dispatch system with a new state-of-the-art digital system. It is designed to improve communications between the county and city of Bakersfield, as well as various law enforcement and emergency response agencies.
Education news this morning. Many people showed up last night to voice their opinions about a proposed charter school for the Panama Buena Vista Union School District. If approved, the Willie J. Frink Charter School will be the only of its kind in the district, focusing on closing the opportunity gap for African Americans and other students of color. Several community members, parents, and educators who attended the hearing supported the charter. The schools received backlash from community groups concerned about the possibility of it taking away from public schools or being exclusionary. But co-founder Chrissy Warren says she hopes the district relies on data when making its decisions.
This school is for everyone. A rising tide lifts all boats. So when we service the lowest performing group, everyone benefits. Data does not come from a emotional response. It is what it is. And the data shows that black children in Kern County have the largest achievement gap. And so we wanted to make sure that that was from a factual place, and not an emotional place.
If approved, the charter school would be the 16th charter in Kern County. Panama Buena Vista Union trustees are expected to make a decision in early August.
5:06 is your time now, and a Delano man accused of vandalizing a local church with racial slurs has pleaded no contest to a hate crime. According to court documents obtained by 17 News, Kyle Sison was arrested last year after racial slurs were spray painted on windows, signs, and chairs at New Allen Chapel AME Church. Prosecutors say Sison's actions were, quote, based on his hate toward the black community. He is scheduled for sentencing next month.
Well, what should be a quiet, peaceful place of reflection has become anything but in the city of Delano. Community members say they just don't feel safe visiting North Kern Cemetery. 17 Cecilia Trevino attended a special meeting addressing the issue.
There was a man out there with a machete.
It's a place where you least expect to run into a dangerous situation, the cemetery. In the city of Delano, North Kern Cemetery has seen some activity recently. Cemetery manager Jorge Jaime tells 17 News from barbecues to mariachi and even fireworks, the cemetery attracts different types of parties. But things have taken a dangerous turn, scaring people from visiting their loved ones as they used to do.
I had just finished a funeral at 3:30. Less than 2 hours later, somebody was shot and killed at the cemetery. And so people are concerned about going out there not only for their own safety, but also for the safety of their children when they take their children out to the cemetery.
Recent incidents prompted the Delano City Council to hold a special joint meeting with the North Kern Cemetery District Board. Dozens of concerned residents gathered at the 11th Avenue Community Center Tuesday to express their concerns to cemetery and city officials. Silvia Vera says she no longer takes gifts to her late father because of thieves.
A lot of things. I mean, flowers, a wreath that I made myself, lanterns, and it really doesn't matter how much you pay for them. It's the fact that they take them. They're not theirs.
Delano Chief of Police Tyson Davis said in the past year and a half, only 4 reports of alcohol drinking inside the cemetery have been made, and of those, only 1 incident resulted in a citation.
I've been working with the cemetery manager over the last year. We've worked on surveillance cameras, locking gates. The cemetery doesn't have set hours. The cemetery is open 24 hours a day. I think that provides an opportunity for people to go into the cemetery at all hours of the night. I've recommended that they set some hours, say close the cemetery at 7 p.m. and lock all the gates.
Chief Davis urges the community to report any incidents. Another meeting is set for next Tuesday, June 20th. In Delano, Cecilia Trevino, 17 News.
Here making news around the nation, former President Donald Trump back in New Jersey this morning after pleading not guilty on federal charges. Trump was arrested and arraigned in Miami, Florida. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington with the latest.
Former President Trump addressed supporters after entering a not guilty plea in federal court.
This day will go down in infamy.
Prosecutors allege that Trump mishandled and schemed to hold on to classified documents. He faces 37 felony counts.
Charging a former president of the United States under the Espionage Act of 1917.
The historic arraignment drew crowds of opponents and supporters.
Freedom for Trump! Freedom for Trump! Hello, everybody.
During a quick stop at a Cuban restaurant, some sang happy birthday to the former president, who turned 77 today. Others sang his praises outside the federal courthouse.
He could run from his jail cell. If he does, he still will win.
On the campaign trail, his former running mate turned 2024 challenger Mike Pence is among those raising concerns.
I can't defend what's alleged. These are serious allegations.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell avoided questions about Trump's indictment and says he wants to stay out of the 2024 race.
I'm not going to start commenting on the various candidates we have running for president. There are a lot of them. It's going to be interesting to watch.
People across the world are watching and waiting to see how the legal cases against the now twice indicted former president play out. And Judge Eileen Cannon, a Trump-appointed judge, has been assigned to oversee the trial. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Now to an update on a story we broke at the end of 17 News at Sunrise yesterday. At least 10 people were wounded in a mass shooting in Denver following the Nuggets NBA Finals championship win. And now, authorities are saying the shooting was likely sparked by a drug deal gone bad. The gunfire rang out about a block away from the Nuggets arena. Police say 3 of the victims who were shot are in critical condition this morning. The investigation continues.
Court watch now. A man who killed his co-worker for having an affair with his wife will spend 16 years behind bars. It all happened last year on a farm near Lamont. Jose Gutierrez Rosales told detectives he was repeatedly humiliated by other farm workers who would tease him about his wife's affair. So one day he allegedly grabbed a heavy metal pipe and bashed his co-worker in the head with it, ultimately killing him. As he beat his co-worker to death, he told him, "This is for getting involved with my family." Gutierrez Rosales was sentenced yesterday after being found guilty of second-degree murder. The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.